I'll snatch. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we are going to talk sanctioned event qualifiers. It's that time of the year again. Can you believe it? Pretty sure I got done competing with the CrossFit Games like 2 weeks ago. This is really sad. Anyways, we are here to talk about the Wodapalooza Online Qualifier number 1. They released it a little bit early. I believe the start date for it is like August 21st, so like next week. I will actually be in Napa Valley in wine country, so I decided to film this a little bit early, put it out, that way you guys had the ability to look it over and kind of come up with a strategy or a game plan for the workout before you did it, and then turned in your score on the 21st. This online qualifier is going to be the first of many for this overall online qualifier, but then this online qualifier in general will allow you to qualify to Wodapalooza, the Atlas Games, South Fit, and the Filthy 150. So it's going to be kind of a pretty good cog in the wheel. So first of all, the question might be, what is the actual workout? So the workout is a 9-minute AMRAP. Okay? We have three hang power snatch, we have 3 overhead squat, and we have 30 double unders. Wow, I just put another 30 double unders. Then, after you finish that round, it goes up by 3. So we go 3, I'm just gonna erase this, guys. 3, 6, 9, 12, and this does the same thing. 6, 9, 12, ... This again is hang power snatch, and this again is overhead squat. So you're gonna go 3, 3, 30, 6, 6, 30, 9, 9, 30, 12, 12, 30, so on and so forth, for as long as you can go for 9 minutes. So let's briefly talk about the actual workout. I did this one earlier today. I did this one this morning, kind of on a whim. I probably should have warmed up for it a little better, to be honest. So if you're gonna do this workout, I would probably spend time warming up and making sure that number one, your forearms are pretty warmed up. So hanging from a bar. Make sure you do more than 2 or 3 hang power snatch. Don't just do like me and be like, oh, I'm just gonna do 2 hang power snatch. Oh, I'm good to go. You're gonna blow up. So make sure you warm up your forearms really good. Make sure you warm up your shoulders really good. And then of course, make sure you warm your squat up really good and your calves, because you're gonna be doing quite a bit of double unders, near the end of it at least. So, things to warm up in this workout, like I mentioned, forearms, shoulders, calves, and your squat. So your posterior chain, your quads, that kind of thing. All right, so let's jump into the workout. Let's take a look at the overarching general idea of the workout, and then we'll dive into my splits, my times, my thoughts, and then how it would improve when I actually do the workout. Right? So, first of all, hang power snatch into overhead squat. The beginning rounds, you should, if you're trying to get a good score, I'm going to speak to those people who are trying to get a good score. If you're trying to qualify to go to Wodapalooza or qualify to go to the Atlas Games, whatever the case may be, this transition and these movements right here need to be as unbroken as possible. Now, I realize near the round of 18s, near the round of 21s, or in the case, wherever your ending rounds are at, it's going to become really difficult and you might want to drop it. So, if you have to drop it, so let's say you have to drop it between the hang power snatch and the overhead squat because you're like, oh, my shoulders are so on fire. That's totally understandable. Then what I would say is treat it like DT. Treat it like a DT kind of movement where, let's say your last round, you really need to drop it, that you're going into the round of 18 overhead squats. You're finishing up your 18 hang power snatch and you're going into 18 overhead squats. Then I would suggest doing 17 hang power snatch, okay, dropping it, and then doing 1 hang power snatch plus 18 overhead squats. And the reason for that being is you're not really wasting a whole lot of movement, right? So I have the ability to drop it, okay, take my second rest for my shoulders, catch up or whatever, then pick it up to the hang, then get it overhead, and then overhead squat it. Vice versa, obviously, for you guys watching, is the idea of going like this, where you do all the hang power snatch, you drop it, and then you still have to get it overhead, so maybe you should have just left the 1 hang power snatch there. Of course, you could argue maybe your first one's a squat snatch, but if I were you guys, I would treat it like any kind of DT movement where it'd be, you do your number of reps you need to do, -1, and then put your +1 down here, straight into your overhead squats, and that's what I would recommend. Then, if you look at the double unders, obviously these suckers gotta be unbroken. If you wanna get a good score, you gotta go unbroken. This workout, I would say, is mainly focused on transitions. So you need to be able to transition between these quickly. This to this should be a quick transition, no doubt, absolutely, you should be able to transition quickly. If you drop it like DT, don't waste a lot of time. But this to this and this back, These are the two important transitions right here where you have to really be focused on not wasting a whole lot of time. Like you can't drop your bar. If you watch my film, if I put some film in of myself, you know, I'll drop the bar, I'll chalk up, I'll take a drink of water. Like I did it way too much, and that's why if I did it again to get a good score, I know how I would improve. I would just transition faster and not be a chalk lover so much. So anyways, let's talk about my actual splits between rounds. All right, so let's talk about splits now. Let's talk about my actual splits, how I approached it, and how you could follow this thing if you want, or maybe you can improve on it to get a better score than me than the first time I tried it. So on the black is, obviously this is the round, you know, when I finished the round of 3, and the black is the time. So I finished the round of 3, which is the 3, 3, and the 30 at 33 seconds on the clock. Then the 6 at 1:15, blah, 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 blah. So this black column is your cumulative time, right? The time on the actual clock. All right, then the blue is the time for that round. So it took me 33 seconds to finish the round of 3. Well, obviously, because it was the first round. Then, if I take my time from finishing cumulative time from 6 minus my cumulative time of 3, I've got myself that it took me 42 seconds to do the round of 6. And so the blue column is your delta, is your time required to finish this exact round. So, first look at it is, these right here are pretty consistent, right? Those, I would say those are pretty good. Like, I'm increasing by what, 7, 8, about 10 seconds, 7 to 10 seconds every round. And that makes sense because I'm plussing 6 movement to each round, right? In total. There's a little more of a jump here. So we've got about, this is like a plus 13. So it's a little bit more, right, than 7 to 10 seconds. And then this one's pretty good. So this is a plus 16. That's okay, I guess. But then the biggest jump is right here. So we got a plus 21, and then this one just a plus 9. So this is actually pretty good. This one's solid. That's near the ending round, so you know I'm obviously speeding up a little bit. I would say if we had to focus on this workout and say, okay, well, Jacob, where can you improve on this workout? You'd be looking at these 3 rounds right here. Like, if we stick to a plus 10 seconds every round, so if every round I need 10 more seconds every time, right? 10 seconds every round. Then these 3 are good. These 3, I have an extra 3 seconds I wasted. This one's an extra 6 seconds I wasted. And this one's an extra 11 seconds. So if you add that all up, you've got yourself almost like a little less than 30 seconds, which in the long run of a 9 minutes kind of sprinty type workout, that's a lot of reps. That's a lot of time, especially in a short AMRAP like that. So my overall score actually was, I finished the round at 21, so finished 21s, and I got 24 hang, power, snatch, and then time stopped. So looking back at it, like if I decide to redo it, or if Andrew decides to have me redo it to get a good score to be able to go to these sanctioned events in the future, the things I would change would be the fact of not being so lackadaisical in my transitions, and then also the fact of warming up better. I did not warm up adequately before this. I walked in, I was doing some deadlifts, Jake walked in and was like, hey, you wanna try this workout? I was like, sure, let's give it a shot. And we gave it a shot, and I probably warmed up for probably a good solid total time of like 4 minutes, which 4 minutes is not an adequate amount of time. You should probably make sure that you kind of hit lactic threshold a little bit on your forearms or on your squats. That way you kind of know what it feels like. You know, so hit some high intensity heart rate and then back it down and then start the workout. And that's what I should have done. I did not do that. So that's what I'd recommend for this workout, guys. If you have any questions, put it down below. Good luck for you guys trying it. I'll probably end up trying again and probably easily beat that score. I wasn't super impressed with it, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you guys later. See ya.